I want you to imagine
World War II.
a little boy who doesn't even know his own name, or know his parents, or even live in a house, and is homeless on the streets during one of the most depressing and hungry-driven times in all of world's history. You see, the book deals in a time in which your identity means everything, although this character doesn't know his identity. This overall builds a theme of your identity doesn't have to be made off of what you look like. Your identity is based off of your actions and who you truly are. I'm homeless and walking around the street because I'm homeless during World War II. Wow.
Hey, you there!
After the main character stole some bread from a local convenience store, he ends up getting saved by the only one in all, Yuri, a character that gets introduced to the story. Yuri introduces the main character to many different life lessons of how to traverse the streets, what to do, how to stay safe, all sorts of different lessons, in which, honestly, if it wasn't for Yuri, the main character most likely would have died by now. There are many different things that happen throughout the book. Some of the main things is Yuri and the main character going on some stealing runs, him meeting some new kids, him meeting some soldiers. A lot happens in which the main character ends up going to an orphanage, meeting a bunch of other kids, and eventually is slowly starting to hate jackboots, aka Nazis. Well, you see, he loses many of his friends throughout the book, whether it be due to strong weather conditions or the plague. After facing all sorts of harsh tribulations in general, he starts to begin to question, why are the jackboots considered the good guys? They torture my friends, they've led to all of us dying. Throughout the story, he ends up meeting this girl, in which her father gets deported to a concentration camp at the very climax of the story, in which the girl cannot bear to leave without her father, and so the boy begs her to stay, although she cannot. She ends up going back to the train station in which all the Jews are being taken after they were told multiple times to leave, in which the soldiers capture her and send her on the train. The boy, aka the main character, is devastated and doesn't know what to do. He begins to question if there are any other orphans like him out there, and so he goes and searches, although he doesn't find any, and is left all alone, in which he decides, I'm going to take the train back. Although, on his journey back, he ends up finding a farmer that teaches him the morals of life and why life is worth to live. The two of them then live out their lives together for 3 whole years after the war has ended, in which, later in his life, Misha, which is revealed through a long thing. It's pretty confusing, but just to summarize it, he finds out that his real name is Misha. Misha immigrates to America, where after immigrating, he ends up changing his name to Jack to hide. On top of this, he gets to live out his life peacefully and happily with his daughter after finding a woman in America.
1926, a solid improvement on his first 115, but on July.
So basically this part of the video is me talking about things I think I could have done better. Like for example, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of rushing in at the end. I don't know, I think it's kind of noticeable, but if you're doing this project in the future or anything, just listen, alright? Read your book, take notes of your book, trust me, it helps so much, and make sure you have fun with it, because if you want to know the truth, it's just 12 times harder than making a little paper, yeah, but is it fun? Yeah, but you have to have the heart for it, and you can't just, well, how do I even word that? Moral of the story, have fun with it. It's gonna be a little difficult, but have fun. Alright, that's all from me. Bye! Oh, actually, one last thing. I forgot to mention, there were a bunch of scenes in the book that were just terrible, like morally wrong, like kids being beat and all, and I'm not gonna include that. Alright, bye!
It's good play.
Well, I have to fix my